Hi, this is Peter Darts Clairvoyant here, and I'm doing your astrology reading here for Aries, April 2020. So this is Aries, April 2020. And I just feel as though now, generally, as you move forward now, I feel as though you've got to start focusing on what's important in life. And then I feel like as you do that, you'll start to make some long-term changes for the future. And I just get the feeling now this is a really great time for you to kind of think ahead and think long-term. And I feel as though this is a good thing to do. So I feel as though don't shy away now from the difficult decisions, because I feel as though they've got to be made. And I feel as though this is a really good time for you to reflect. And also as you reflect, do look back, because looking back can be a way of sort of helping you to look forward, to sort of see where you've perhaps gone wrong in the past decisions, past choices, past connections. And I just feel as though that'll be quite important for you now as you move forward. So I just feel as though don't worry about the choices that you've got to make. I feel as though as you start to make some of these decisions and choices, you may upset a few people around you. But I feel as though, again, I feel as though you have not got to be worrying about what they think, because it isn't about them. It's about you. It's about you coming into the limelight, coming into the forefront, and sort of looking at your world, your own little universe, and see where you want to be. Because I feel as though for some of you, Aries, especially sort of at the latter part of your birth date, I feel as though you've kind of been living in a bit of a bubble, a little bit sort of protective of yourself. And I feel as though that's been fine for now, but now it's a time to sort of come out of that bubble and kind of shine and sort of focus on the changes that you really want to make, that are actually going to better your life moving forward. And I feel that this is a really good thing to sort of focus on. So don't shy away now from opportunities, difficult decisions, even things that you feel as though sometimes you might not think you can achieve, because I actually think you'll quite surprise yourself, because this is the right time for change for you. So I feel as though just go forward now and kind of really connect with those things that you've been dreaming of for a long time, but you've not had the courage and faith to sort of put it in practice, because perhaps the fear of your own lack of confidence, fear of what people may think of what you're doing, or whether you'll just fail. And I just feel as though, don't sort of look at it like that now. It's time to really embrace things. And I feel as though this is the time to do it. I'm not saying these things will happen overnight, but I feel as though definitely as you move forward over the next coming months, maybe even coming years, some of them may take a bit of time for thought sort of unfold. But I do feel you can achieve these goals, these aspirations. So it just feels as though now it's about having a little bit of self-belief. Now, when it comes to relationships, I feel as though those of you who are single, I just feel as though don't go rushing into making changes, but I feel as though with your sort of personal life, just let things kind of flow. And I feel as though the more you stop sort of looking or chasing, the more it seems to come quicker to you. And I feel as though you will meet somebody who's going to be on your level and your wavelength and be very supportive to you. And I think that's going to be good. It's almost like they help you to lift up and sort of become that confident person that you can truly be and who you're meant to be. So it feels like that's great. But you've also got to realize as well, are they working for you as well? And I don't mean like sort of like at your beck and call, but I mean just sort of, on the things that you're wanting in life, the way you look at things, are they on your wavelength? And I feel as if you've got that connection, then I feel as though things can work out quite nicely. But I just feel as though don't worry if you're single for quite a bit, because it just feels like you've got things to sort out, you've got things to tidy up. So there's no great rush. While you're on your own, you've got time to do things, because you haven't got to worry about what they're doing or what they're thinking. But I just feel as though some of you will find love quick, some of you will take a bit of while. But either way, it does not matter. So just focus on moving forward and don't worry too much. Those that you are sort of connected with someone, I just feel as though sometimes I feel like you've been too close together. And that's okay, nothing wrong with that, and that's good in a sense. But I feel like now you need your own sort of space a little bit to do things. So I don't mean to separate or not connect with each other, but I feel so you need your own goals a little bit now, so you can both breathe in your own right, which will be really good. And I feel so as that unfolds, it's like you both kind of prosper. I feel as though you both grow intelligently, and I feel as though that's great. And also it could actually bring you closer together, because it's like you're both giving yourself time and space to do your own thing, which sort of empowers you both, connects you both, and you realize that you're backing each other up, whether you're connected together closely all the time or you're going your own way a little bit because you're backing each other up. So in other words, there's no control, and I feel as though that's really good. So just see where that leads. I feel as though as you focus on those things, it really helps you to move forward in a really big and brilliant way. So I feel as though things should be looking up with relationships, as long as you're backing each other up and supporting each other, but letting each other go your own ways with your own thoughts and ideas for the future. And if some of you are doing things that are connected together and it's what you both want to do, I'm not saying don't do it, but we're not all the same. And do bear in mind, every day that you're born and under your star sign, your personality changes dramatically. So it just feels though nothing's set in stone. Just let things flow and everything will come good. Now, with work and career, I just feel as though we're all going through a bit of a difficult time at the moment. But I also feel as though it's going to make us do a bit of sort of introspecting of where our talents lie a little bit and what we are capable of. So I do feel as though as we come out of these difficult, uncertain times, I do feel like we'll see different sort of techniques that we can get involved in and skills that we could tap into. And I also feel as though some of you might think about doing something for yourself, whether you do it fully or just on the sideline. And whichever way you do it, it doesn't matter. It's what suits you and where you're going and what you're looking for. Now, I do feel one or two of you Aries are going to have a bit of falling out with your employers, sort of not happy the way they're going about things. But I just feel so try and keep calm, show them their error of their ways, and then don't push it. Let them sit and think, because you won't be the only one that's speaking your mind. So I just feel so don't worry, but I feel as though it'll all come out in the wash, so to speak, as time goes by. So I just feel so just keep doing what you're doing, but I feel so once you've said your piece, just focus on what you can do for yourself without worrying what other people are feeling or doing or whether they're blocking you. I feel so you'll find a way around it, but I do feel so you've got to air your views. It's like getting it off your chest and you feel better for it. So just let that flow and everything will be fine there, so to speak. Okay. Right. When it comes to money's going to fluctuate over the next 2 or 3 months, but it won't be too bad. But I just feel so try and tighten your belts where you can, look after what you've got and be wise with it. But I just feel as though if some of you are really struggling, then perhaps look at other ways of bringing an income in, even if it's only doing it for a short period, but try not to spend too much money. I just feel so just keep it simple. But I feel as though as we cut corners and sort of save where we can and look at the bills and see what we can just put off for a couple months, I feel as though we'll be fine. Don't worry about what you can't give, because at the end of the day, we're all in the same boat. So I just feel as though don't be frightened to put that bill off and say, right, I can't pay it for 3 months, but then over the next 3 months as my income builds, I'll start to pay a bit extra back. And if it takes you 12 months to sort yourself out, I wouldn't worry about it. But like I say, this isn't going to apply to all of us, but to some of you. So just keep calm, keep logical, and you will be fine. You will get through these changes. Okay. But overall, I'm not really worrying about you with money, Aries. I feel so you're quite good with money. So I feel so that's good. But I just feel so some of you might just be a little bit over analytical with it and don't. I just feel so just give yourself some breathing space and you will be fine. Okay, now when it comes to sort of family, I just feel as though do connect with family, but I feel as though somebody in family needs your help and support, but it's a bit difficult to give it to them in this situation. But I feel so if you sit back and think how you can help them, you will find a way of sort of moving forward with them to help them in some kind of way. So I just feel as though just do what you can. You might not be able to fix every problem, but I'm sure you can sort something out with them, which will give them a lot of gratitude towards you. And then you'll be able to look back, even in these difficult times, you've been able to do something very positive for somebody else. So just see where that comes. But just connect with family in whatever way and means you can. But I feel as though don't worry about what you can and what you can't do. Just do your best, and that's all you can do. But again, things will change as we move forward. When it comes to your own health, I just feel as though just keep an eye on your knees a little bit. I feel as though I've just got aching knees, and keep an eye on some tension headaches. I just feel as though getting a little bit stressed and a bit wound up with different things, because you like to be one who's sorting things out. And at the moment, there's blockages around you. Some of these are to do with yourself, some are to do with the universe, and some are to do with just life. In other words, we can't get through them, but we've just got to find a way around them. But I feel as though generally you'll be fine. So just make sure you're just looking after yourself and get what bit of exercise you can around you, and exercise your mind a little bit as well, because you do like to keep busy and focused, and that's going to be very important to continue and to do that in whatever way and means you can. So just keep yourself busy as best as you can, and I'm sure you'll find a way with that moving forward over the coming months. Okay. Right, and what else do I seem to draw to you now as well, Aries? The home. I feel like the home is a great time to get a few jobs done, especially a little bit of decorating or just tidying up and having a bit of a clear out. And I just feel as though whatever you can't sort of take away, just put it aside, either shove it out in the garden up a corner, or put it in the shed and say, right, that's what I've got, get rid of when the time's right. So I just get the feeling of tidying up. Some of you are going to be wanting to move house, but it's not the right time, but you can plan and prepare for it in your thoughts, and start to perhaps look through the internet of where you'd like to be and what sort of house that you're looking for. So again, it's something for you to focus on and connect with and plan. So there are things you can be doing to get this house move organised. So I feel as though it's there. It may be delayed, but it's not stopped. So just get things organised as best as you can, and then I feel as though you'll be absolutely fine. Okay. And I just feel so generally, I just feel so you've just got to keep moving forward now. And like I say, I'm planning a few things in your own mind a little bit about what you're doing. And then I feel like as you do that, you should be absolutely fine. So it's about sort of staying focused now in this right way as you move forward. Okay, and it just feels though also keep an eye on somebody around you where it just feels though they're just perhaps drinking a little bit too much, or there's something that they're doing that they shouldn't be doing as much as they do. So it's either medication or drink or something along those lines. And I just feel that they could just do with your words of wisdom to just calm that down a little bit around them. And then as they do that, I feel they'll be better for it. I don't feel like they've got to stop as such, and I don't think they should stop, but I feel like they just need to slow it down a little bit. And if you can give them those wise words of wisdom, I think that could help things along a little bit. So that would be really good. So yes, and I just feel also around as well, I feel so some of you are going to be looking at your vehicles and movement, and I feel so wanting to change a vehicle, and I feel so that's fine, and I feel so that can be put into place. But I just feel so whatever you do now, I just feel so don't rush into things. Just see where things are moving forward and how things are unfolding around you, and try and look for something economical, because I do feel there's going to be a bit more travel around you as you move forward over the next sort of coming year or so. So there's a lot going on around you, and make sure it's a comfortable vehicle as well. You're going to need that, and I think that's going to be very important, because comfortable and travel and economy. Okay, right. Also, there are opportunities to travel, and travel will build up around you. And I feel so again, you can plan your travels. You might not be able to do it yet, but you can certainly plan them. So don't shy away from whatever you've got planned with travel. And I feel so that's something to focus on and something to look forward to. So do implement that in whatever way you can moving forward. Going back to finances, I am being drawn to sort of putting everything on the table, getting everything out and sorting things out and seeing where I am. And that's not just good for now, it's good for the long term, because I feel so you've got the time to sort of focus on that and look at where you're going money. But don't just look at sort of the next couple of months. Look long term where you are with your finances to see if you're on track to sort of be where as you get older, or if you've got enough to keep you going over the coming years. So I just feel so get money organized, and I feel so you will really reap the rewards of that in a very positive way. So that's great. And I also feel so for some of you as well, are starting to think sort of a little bit spiritual. And when I say spiritual, I'm not really talking about God or anything, but some of you may be, I could be wrong, but I just get the feeling a little bit spiritual and sort of thinking about people that have passed on and perhaps how they would have coped in situations like this. And I feel like as you start to think about them and maybe get the pictures out and look at what they have been up to in the past, you might get thoughts and inspirations. It's like spirits coming through and linking with you. And I think it's nice to draw to that, because I do feel like they could give you some real positive guidance there within your thoughts. It's almost like you're manifesting their thoughts a little bit. So get the old pictures out, look at them, sit there with your family, the family that you're living with. And I just feel so that'd be a nice thing to do. And I think that's good. And talking about family, close family that are living in the same household with you, just be careful you do give yourself enough space in these times, because I feel that you don't want to be winding each other up, because that won't be good. You've got to be tolerant, you've got to be giving at the moment. It's so easy to just wind each other up at the moment and try not allow that to set in. And even if it's not yourself, it's trying to sort of sort others out. It's like you can come in and feeling empowered to sort of keep things cool and keep things calm. And then as you do that, I feel as though that will be really good. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope that's made sense to you, and I wish you well moving forward. So keep good, keep cool, stay safe, and we'll all get through these wonderful and interesting and difficult times. So thank you very much for listening. Bye bye.